everyone. Welcome to lesson 4.2. We're going to talk about images and some animations. All right, so let's start off. We've got a new Google presentation, and we're going to start by adding some images and see what we can do with them. So I'm actually going to delete all the other stuff I've got here. I don't really need that. All right, so from your blank slide, up here we can see there is the Insert Image button. If we click the little down arrow to the right of it, we can insert from a whole bunch of different places. One thing we can do is insert from your drive. So if you click on your drive, it'll bring up some images that you might have recently taken. So if you've saved images to your drive, ooh, key lime pie. If you double click it, it'll appear, or you could drag it over into the screen. Great. All right, so there's my key lime pie picture. Let's say you wanted to add another picture, but you wanted to add this from a URL. So in a new tab, I'm going to just search for an image. I'm going to search for a nice city skyline. And I'll go to image. Well, apparently there's a movie called City Skylines. Oh, this one looks very pretty. I like this one. So I have this image pulled up. I can right-click, two-finger click, and I can copy the image address. Copy image address is the one we want. Okay, come back over to our presentation, and this time when we want to go to insert image, we're going to do it by URL. And this box pops up, and we'll paste what we just copied. Oh, look, there it is, and we can insert it. Terrific. So we have these images here. Now let's look at some of the things we can do with an image. I'm going to move this one up here. First, see how when I have two images, I get this red line saying they're aligned at the top. If I drag it down a little bit, now they're aligned through the middle of the image, or I could have them aligned at the bottom of the image. We can also do this for up and down as well. So those red lines are nice for making your presentation look kind of matched up together. So I like it better lined up at the top there. Okay, so when we have this image, we can click Format Options up here at the top. Click on Format Options. So recolor. This is a little bit more fun. So now there's no recolor. And let's say we wanted to change it, make it look like that. Well, that doesn't look very appetizing anymore. We could put grayscale on. We could, I keep clicking on that wrong blocks there. Make it kind of look blue. All of these are kind of creepy-ish. I might go back to no recolor for that picture, but maybe it'll look better with our night sky. Oh, that's kind of interesting. I like that. All right, so that kind of made it almost look a little cartoony, but very interesting to see that recolored. Okay. In adjustments, we can change like the transparency. So maybe we want to be able to kind of see behind a little bit. So we can't see anything really behind, but now if I put this over top of here, you can see that you can kind of see like the whipped cream, especially up there at the top, is sitting behind our picture there. If we want to change the brightness, we can make it a little bit more bright. Bring it back to 0. I'm going to make it a little less transparent, maybe increase the contrast a smidge. All kinds of fun things we can play with there. I'm going to just close some of these options just to get them out of my way. Drop shadow can be a nice thing. So if we increase the distance of the drop shadow, you can see it's kind of like getting further and further down. We can change the angle, so this is going to slide it like all the way. It's going to make like a circle around the shadow, kind of depending on where your light source is. So I kind of want it to be maybe like over there, down to the right. You can make it a little bit bigger if you wanted to. The blur radius kind of just makes it softer there on the edge. So now we've made a shadow for our picture. What about a reflection? Well, this picture already looks like it has a reflection, so that kind of doesn't really do the greatest for us. I don't know that a reflection for this picture is going to be that much better, but we can do a reflection there. We can make the reflection a little bit more transparent. We could make it kind of spaced off a little bit further, and we can make it real big. We can make the whole thing kind of a reflection down there at the bottom of our slide. Okay, that is some of the format options. Another really cool tool, though, that we might want to use is called masking. And so masking is right up here in this. We have the crop if we just do that, but if we go to the right, it's the mask image option. And a mask basically is going to hide or mask part of the picture. So we can pick the mask based on all kinds of different shapes. So let's say we want to just kind of make the edges kind of rounded. So if we do this, now we can see we've kind of trimmed off the edges there. It's a rounded shape, and we can use this yellow toggle to kind of even like change how much we're rounding that off. Maybe we only want like barely rounded off in the corners there. There's all kinds of other fun ways we can do this. I like some of the call out ones here. So we can go like to, this has got like a 10-point star basically. And again, you can kind of make those really dramatically 10-pointed. You can barely tell that it's key lime pie anymore. You can make them very minimal there. Oh yeah, key lime pie. All right, so there is our masking options. And so that can really, you know, help to kind of eliminate some of the other background pieces, especially maybe if you're trying to zero in on somebody's head in a picture or something like that. You just want it to look like a profile headshot there. You can use the masking options. Now, let's say that I wanted the one image on top of the other. So if I make this smaller here for a second, and I come and I put it here, oh, well, that's not what I wanted. Right now it's behind the picture of the city. So if I do my two-finger or right-click, whoops, I make sure I'm clicking on the right object, I get all kinds of options here. One of them is to order it. Now, there are two options that are available to us for this picture. One is bring to the front, and one is bring forward. And you might be like, those sound exactly the same to me. Well, if you had 4 images and you had the one that was on the bottom, bringing forward would just move it in front of one more image. And then you could bring forward again and bring it in front of the next image. And you can keep doing that until it's all the way on the front. So with only 2 pictures, it won't make much of a difference. So we can bring to the front. And now this one's on top. We could always go back and undo that. We could now choose to order and send to back. And we can also do it from the other picture's perspective. Right now you can see it is in the back, it is in the front, so we can send it to the back, and we can keep changing which one is in front and which one's behind. Terrific. Okay, so that is how to add images, crop images, change some of them, add filters, and even do a mask on an image. All right, the next thing we're going to talk about is some animation fun. So we showed briefly how to use animations last time, but this time we're going to use our animations to actually make an animation. Well, I'm kind of using the second animation there to be like a little slideshow of well, now I've used slideshow, so now I've got to talk about like a cartoon animation. All right, so let's see how we can do something like that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to insert an image. I'm sorry, I'm going to insert a shape. You could insert an image, absolutely. I'm just going to go ahead and do a nice smiley face. Now I didn't put it in here. It's waiting for me to drag and make it how big I want it to make it. All right, so there is my smiley face. And great. We have a smiley face. He's looking pretty happy. So I'm going to show you 2 ways to animate this smiley face here. All right, so he's on the screen. I'm going to slowly change this image. So on slide 2, we have this version. I'm going to duplicate this slide. That's important to do so that that picture is in exactly the same spot. Now on this one, I'm going to change his smile to be a little less smiley. And then I'm going to duplicate the slide again. And then I'm going to make his smile a little less smiley. And I think this one will move all the way, as frowny as he can be. Well, how is that an animation? So I'm going to go back up to slide 2, where our friend started off happy, and I'm going to go to present. So with the presenting here, we can just literally click through, and it kind of looks like he's turning into a frown. And we've kind of animated that. Now we've got that first slide that's a little different. So we can kind of back and forth with our arrows to make him frown and smile and frown and smile. How much fun is that? Okay. Well, that is one way to do it. Another way to do it is we can animate within a single slide. So from this slide, what I'm going to do is I am going to, first I'm going to have some fun. I'm going to change him to be kind of blue because he's sad, of course. Now, I'm going to copy this and paste it, and I'm just going to put him next door for a second, and I'm going to keep pasting, and I'm just going to kind of line them up just real quick across my screen, If you want to select multiple objects, you can draw a box around them all, and then you can move them all together. Okay, now I've got room to move this guy over. Okay, and now if I want to actually make a copy of all of them, I can highlight them all. Control-C, Control-V, and now I've got another row of them, and then I can paste them again, and I've got them down here. All right, so how am I going to use this to make an animation? I'm going to basically look at these 15 pictures of this face, and I'm going to kind of consider the upper left-hand corner the first starting point, and the bottom right-hand corner the ending point. All right, so I'm leaving this first one alone. For our second one, I am going to go ahead and make him a little bit less frowny, and when I do that, I'm also going to make him a little less blue. Great. The next one, I'm going to make him a little less frowny still, and I'm going to make him a little less blue. In the next one, I'm going to make him kind of even, and I'll make him just kind of white there. And then in this one, I'll make him ever so slightly smiley, and we'll go ahead and say that that's like a light yellow there. All right, a little bit happier still, and we'll make that a little bit more yellow. And then we'll say this one, he is a little happier still, and we'll make him a little more happy colored, and a little bit more, and we'll make him, I don't even know if these are getting happier down here. I don't think that looks happier. Let's go ahead with yellow there, and then we'll make him all the way happy, and we'll make him this yellow there. All right, so I kind of went all the way to happy at this point. So for these purposes, I am going to go ahead and just delete those ones there. All right, so this will be my path here. So I'm going to take my first guy, and I'm going to want to add an animation. So I'm going to close the formatting options up here, close the themes, and I'm going to go to Animate. Okay, now for an animation, fading in is too slow. I'm just going to make it appear. For the first one, I'm going to keep it on click. I'm going to make it go pretty fast. So I'm going to make it go down to 0.1 seconds. Okay, so my first one's good. Now I'm going to put him right on top of my other image. Go to my next one. I need to add an animation for him. We want it to appear again, but instead of doing on click, we're going to have it do it right after the one before it. So we don't have to click again. It'll just start going. This one again, 0.1 seconds. If you do 0 seconds, it's too fast. The whole thing happens instantaneously, and you don't actually see it change. You just see it jump from the beginning to the end. All right, now we can drag this one over here. You can see over here we're making kind of like a list of the animations, and you'll actually kind of watch the individual pictures kind of stack up over here. We're going to keep doing this process over and over again for all of the remaining smiley faces. I'm going to speed this up just not to waste your time. Okay, so we've stacked them all together here. Let's go ahead and play our animation. So the slide starts sad. We have to click the first time. So we click. And he changed to being happy. Let's see that again. Sad. Oh, happy now. Terrific. If we go ahead and do our whole presentation, go to the beginning, present. We have our images that we adjusted. Now here is where we had to click one at a time to change this image. And now, one more click, ta-da! We've made animations in a couple of different ways. Now, let me just show you a little bit quickly about some other fun things you can do instead of just changing this image. Here we go. I'm going to add another shape. Change its color, add a rectangle. Let's add a photo. This is going to be fun. Let's use a mask, make it the right shape and size about, add some animations. Okay, back to our shapes. Ooh, a gradient shape. Ooh, here's some lines we're drawing. Lines down here. Awesome. Let's go back and group the arms, shape, animate them, group the legs, animate them. Wonderful. Now I'm going to actually copy this whole slide. Now I'm going to group everything together, and now I'm going to make it fly out of the screen and then come back in and then go back out and then come back in and do some fun stuff. So let's see what we've got here. Okay, sad, gets happy. Oh my god, it gets scary. That was interesting. Let's see our next slide, how this one works. Play this one. Oh, there he goes. He's back. He's gone. He's back. Oh my gosh, that's just absolutely terrifying. That is really, oh, don't think we can do that again. Or can we? One more time. Let's present. Sad. Oh, happy. Oh, creepy. There he goes. Back. Where'd he go? There he is. Spinning. Goodbye. And whew. Did you survive? And if you're not scared after watching that animation, good for you. Now go make your own and have some fun.